Hi there. I want to ask you something. Can you tell me whether I should say, please do a change or make a change? Have I done a mistake or made a mistake? Are you doing some progress or making some progress? Confused? Then please watch this video till the end.
Make and do are two verbs which are often confusing for most of the students. So let's clear the confusion now and study them in detail. Generally speaking, we can divide make and do into two groups or two categories. Like whenever we are talking about producing something or creating something, then we use make. Whereas when we talk about general tasks or activities, we use do. Okay, so like in these examples, she made a cake, I've made us some coffee. Did you really make those trousers? So we are talking about something which is produced, and so we are using make. Whereas, as in these examples, what did you do at the weekend? I didn't do anything yesterday. She's fed up with doing everything herself. She needs some help. So, in all these sentences, we have used do. The reason is in these examples, we are talking about general tasks or general activities. Okay, so the first thing you need to remember whenever you are confused between make and do, that are you constructing something? Are you going to produce something? Then the obvious option is make. But are you talk if you are talking about general activities or some tasks, then you will have to use do. Is that clear? But unfortunately, things are not so simple because in English there are several expressions, the fixed expressions where we use make and do, and they don't follow any particular rules. So we are left with no other option but to memorize them. So in the later part of this video, we are going to look at some of these examples, some of these expressions, where you can pause the video and study them in detail. Okay, now let's start with the uses of make and do in detail. Okay, so the first one is whenever we are talking about the origin of a product or the material used for making something, as I said just now, for making something, so it is the obvious option that we use make. Like in some of these examples, his wedding ring is made of gold, so we are talking about the material of the wedding ring. The house was made of bricks, again the material. Wine is made from grapes. The watches were made in Switzerland. So as we can see from these examples, that whenever we are talking about the material or the origin of the product, we have to use make. So there should not be any confusion whether to use do or make in these kind of situations. Okay, so this is the first use. Now let's see the next one. We also use make for producing an action or reaction. So as we saw in the first slide, that whenever we are talking about something which is being created, we use make. But it is not necessary that you can see that creation or that is something which is a physical creation. Okay, it can be some reaction, it can be some kind of action, feelings. Okay, like in these examples, onions make your eyes water. Okay, so it is a reaction of the onion. You make me happy. We are talking about feelings. It's not my fault, my brother made me do it. Okay, so in all these examples we are using make. because we are producing something. It is an action or reaction. Now, the third use is when we are talking about plans, decisions, or arrangements. He has made arrangements to finish work early. They are making plans for the weekend. You need to make a decision right now. So, as you see in all these examples, again we are making something, even though you cannot physically see them. But a decision is made, plans are made. Okay, so in all these situations, again we use make, we don't use do. Now, the fourth one is whenever we are talking about some sounds or we are talking about speaking, we use make. Okay, like here, she made a nice comment about my dress. Okay, so we don't do a comment, we make a comment. The baby is asleep, so don't make any noise. Can I use your phone to make a call? Don't make a promise that you cannot keep. Okay, now the fifth use is we use make with food, drinks and meals, and that's quite obvious, because when you make something, as we said, that we use make for creating something. Now, food or drinks, meals, everything you can see, you can it is created. I made a cake for her birthday. She made a cup of tea. I must go now, I have to make dinner. Okay, so is that clear? The first important rule is whenever we are creating something, we use make. And then we also saw in detail about how to use make. Now let's study about do. So as we discussed before, the do is used for general tasks or activities. So the first use of do is, it is used when talking about work, jobs or tasks. Okay, so they do not produce any physical object. That is the most important thing, because we have already seen this, that whenever we are talking about producing something and especially the physical objects, we talk about using make. Okay, so even if you are working or you are doing your job, okay, you are working on it, but you are not necessarily creating a physical object. You may be creating reports, okay, you may be generating reports or creating some plans, but still you're doing your job. So whenever you're talking about a work or a task, you use do. Okay, let's see some examples now. Have you done your homework? I have guests visiting tonight, so I should start doing the housework now. I wouldn't like to do that job. Okay, so that is the first use. Now we also use do when we are talking about some general activities. Okay, so we are not talking about anything specific but general, and that is the point when we use words like something, nothing, anything or everything. Okay, like in these examples, hurry up, I have got things to do. Don't just stand there, do something. Is there anything I can do to help you? So we are not talking about any specific activity but a general one, and so we are using do. We sometimes use do to replace a verb when the meaning is clear or obvious. Now this is very common, especially when we are talking, when we are speaking. So in informal spoken English, it is quite common. We don't use a verb but we just use do, like in these examples. Do I need to do my hair? So actually speaking, the verb is brush my hair or comb my hair, but instead of using these verbs, we can simply say do my hair because it is obvious. Have you done the dishes yet? So doing dishes means washing dishes or cleaning dishes. I'll do the kitchen if you do the lawns. Again, the same concept. So doing means, when you're talking about doing the kitchen, means cleaning the kitchen, and lawn, it's mowing the lawn. Okay, so that is the third use of do. Now let's summarize what we have studied so far. As you can see in this picture, work, jobs and tasks, non-specific activities and the obvious verbs have been replaced using do. Okay, so for rest of the things, like whenever we are talking about the material or the origin, action or reaction, plans or decisions, or the sounds, or the obvious things like food, drink and meals, we use make. Okay, you can go through this picture and recollect what we have studied so far. Now we are going to look at the expressions which I spoke about. Okay, so there are some common expressions with make as well as expressions with do, and we are going to look at them now. Okay, so we can say the first, I have just divided them into some categories. Okay, like for example, the first category is arrangements. So whenever we are talking about some kind of arrangement, we use make. Like making an appointment or making some arrangement, or we are talking about date. I'd love to see you soon. How about if we make a date for next week? Or list, plans, promise, we make a promise, we don't do a promise. Okay, then reservation, visit, journey. In all these situations, we use make. Okay, so these are general expressions like make an appointment, make some arrangement, make a date, make a list, make plans, make promise, or of course you can simply say you promise, or make reservations, make a visit. Now you must have noticed that all these words, like in this case visit, visit can be used as a verb, but in this case when we are saying make a visit, we are using visit as a noun. Okay, so we are using that noun with make. So these are the fixed expressions which don't change. Okay, so if you get used to it, used to these kind of expressions, you will be able to easily use them in your conversation, or whenever you're writing something. Okay, so you have to just memorize them, and I think the best method for doing that is practicing it. Try to use them as much as possible. Okay, so the first category is arrangements. What's the next? I have grouped them broadly under the category of mental aspects. Mental aspects, but then there are several such expressions. Whenever we are talking about believe or make sure, make certain, we use make a choice, make a decision. Okay, make an excuse, don't make a fuss, we often say that. It made an impression. Okay, this is my observation, so I have made this observation. Could I make a suggestion? Okay, so make your mind up, make predictions, make confessions. All these are the expressions with make. Okay, so you can pause the video and go through it, read the examples that will help you understand these expressions in a better way. Okay, so the third category is money matters. When we talk about money, like when we say fortune, money, payment, profit, loss, offer or progress, we use make. Okay, so I would suggest read this carefully and try to remember them. Same way, you can talk about specific actions. as we have seen that we use, for general actions we use do, but when it comes to specific actions we end up using make. Like make changes, make an attempt, make a comment, make a complaint. Okay, so you can see there are several such words: amends, change, attempt, comment, complaint, discovery, effort, face, fire. So you can read them and understand them through these examples. There are a few more. Okay, now don't worry, don't get overwhelmed by these expressions. I mean the number of expressions you are looking at right now. Okay, they may look a lot, but if you read them, I'm sure that you already know many of them, and through experience, through practice, you will be able to use them. So don't worry, just read them carefully. Now same way we have common expressions with do. Again they are divided into some categories. The first category is good or bad. Okay, whenever you are talking about, like the first example, she did very badly on the exam, so she'll have to retake it. Okay, so doing something badly, best, good, well, worst, damage, in all such situations we use do. Okay, especially the last two examples, I'm sure you must have heard it many times. The storm has done a lot of damage to the house. I spilled coffee on my suit and tried to clean it, but I did more harm than good. So doing damage, doing harm, very common in English. Okay, the second category is job and work, as we discussed before. So business, job, work, duty, housework, chores, and as we saw before that doing dishes, doing laundry, we often use do in all these kind of jobs. So go through them and learn them. The third category is when we are talking about studies or activities. So a course, an exam, exercise. Okay, Julie likes doing exercise, especially running and exercise. The teacher asked us to do a lot of grammar exercises over the holidays. So these are two different types of exercises. Okay, then homework, painting and drawing. Now you may ask me that whenever you are painting something, I mean when you are doing a painting, you are actually creating something. But as I said before, that unfortunately there are no strict rules. So generally speaking, you can see that whenever you are creating something, you use make. But painting and drawing is something which is an exception. Okay, same way for research, that when you are doing some research, you of course you produce something, you create your thesis. But then again, this is a fixed expression, and so you have to use do. So painting, drawing, research, crossword, doing shopping, doing nails, doing hair, in all these situations we use do. Now that you have studied how to use make and do, I'm sure you are ready for this exercise. So you can pause the video and solve this exercise, and maybe you can send it to me through the comments section. So if you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to write to me, and I'm sure now it is quite clear. It's just a matter of practice. You need a little more practice and a little more test to master this. Okay, so no more confusion over this topic of make and do, I'm sure. So I wish you all the best, and that's it from my side. Thank you.